boats are close to the line here. 19 seconds to go. Germany well positioned but slow. United States on a good run towards the bottom end of the line, top of our screen. And Australia, have they got room at the top here? Has Slingsby judged it right? Season 5 is about to be alive here in Dubai, and we're going to be go when the line turns white. We're racing there. That was so tight by the Italian boat, but it looks like they've judged it perfectly. At the bottom of the line, United States. I love the position of Taylor Canfield and that all-American crew as they drag race towards Mark 1. Who's going to be first to get on the foils? Can New Zealand pop the Black Foils boat up and flying? I think the United States looks strong to lead at Mark 1 from here. Canada will be able to wind it up and accelerate here. Brazil need to be careful they're not shut out. It's a question. Can the Spanish accelerate? How's the timing on board that German boat at the bottom end of the line? It's all about watching for the line to turn white. There's no room in here for Brazil if they're not careful. Here we go. Turn the boat down on board Canada. Turn the boat down on Brazil, and it's timing. How is it for there, Giles? Scott, great start by the Canadians. Great start by the Brazilians. Germany on the inside at the bottom of the line, but I love the speed on this Canadian boat. North Star Canada in prime position to hopefully lead the fleet down to Mark number 1.
So it's Giles, Scott, and the Canadians that play the game almost picture perfect. As they were concerned about the Brazilians on the right-hand side, the rest of the fleet kind of caught up. So now you have the Swiss on the inside. Good run there from Sebastian Schneider, but it looks like it's North Star Canada and Brazil joining the Swiss 3 abroad as they go to Mark number 1.
So here come the Rouge, left-hand side a shot. How's Slingsby's timing? I don't know where he sees a gap, but he must be seeing something. It's going to be a big moment. 10 seconds to go. Italy, they're threading the needle through the middle of the fleet. It's so tight in the middle. There is a small gap for Australia. Has Slingsby got it right? How's your timing, Tom Slingsby? Oh, he's thread the needle. Have a look at it. Unbelievable there from the Australian, but at the last minute they didn't quite get foiling there through the gap. Spain well positioned, Switzerland, Italy and Great Britain, but can anyone match the speed of the Australians in the drag race to Mark 1?
On the right-hand side of your screen is the defending champions of Spain to be in good position as well, but give it up for Tom Slingsby, starting way out the back, came in, nerves of steel, Stevie, because it looked like North Star Canada and the USA had a chance to shut him down.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it was very fair racing from Taylor Canfield, trying to make sure he accelerated that United States boat. Didn't quite work out on Australia. Well, they got the gap. Looks like they're going to lead at Mark 1. They're really going to be able to be on the inside at Mark 1 if that works out well. Brazil out the back. The pole predictor sits on Rockwell, Denmark. Important day for Rockwell right now. Well lined up for that pole position at the moment. Can they accelerate the boat? 15 seconds to go. Spain, left-hand side of our screen. They're already foiling. They're going to be coming in hot at the top end of the line here. 9 seconds to go. It's going to be Australia at the bottom of the line. Spain, closest to camera, coming in. Looks like the time is good. Diego Martin spins the boat. How does it go? They just put the bow in, but they're up on foiling. Australia towards the top of our screen are foiling. They'll be on the inside, but can the Spanish accelerate over? Little wobbly on board at the moment.
Championship Sunday, and the champions from last year are off and running as they make their way to Mark number 1 in Dubai. It will be the Spanish out in front.
The boats all lined up, they're charging at the line. New Zealand well positioned, United States well positioned, but Rockwell, Denmark, they're on a charge. Nikolai Seherstedt going to break the line on 0 if he's got his timing right. What a start by Rockwell, Denmark. They're going to be so fast to Mark 1, but I think Emirates Great Britain got a nose through in time. They have to finish ahead of Spain, and Spain are out of the blocks like a bullet out of a gun.
Up and foiling in race number 5. This is the final fleet race here in Dubai before the event final, and Spain did exactly what they had to do, get a great start. Denmark will get the whole shot at Mark number 1, and then it's Emirates GBR, so keep your eye on the British and the Spanish. Whoever finishes in front of the other will more than likely make it into the final.
Predictor likes that at the moment. Up there on the foils now. Right now, it's a battle between United States and Great Britain in the middle of the line. It's all about the timing here as they come back. Burling's fast. New Zealand are fast. How are the other boats going to react to this as we come into the line? They've wound it up on the black foils. Great Britain turns towards the line. United States show us the favourites right now, but it's all about timing. Watch for the line to turn white in 5 seconds' time. 3 seconds, and we're about to go racing here in Dubai. Perfect from Burling at the bottom of the line. New Zealand are going to lead from here. What a start from the black foils.
Pressure on here, okay? Yep.
Speed absolutely kills as New Zealand comes off the line at full speed, and now it is on for Emirates GBR and the USA to try to track him down.
Positioned right now, and at the moment the pole predictor sits with Canada, but I don't see any space for them. New Zealand will miss this start and be a little late. They're going to have to come from behind. Watching now as Switzerland and Great Britain out the middle of the line, but Germany's still well positioned. Watch for the line to turn white. We're racing now.
Italy.
Oh, penalty Italy, that's an incident from
Australia.
The Australians early on, but it's Spain, Great Britain and Switzerland in a drag race towards Mark 1, and the Spanish hold the inside. They should lead from here at Mark 1. Out the back, it's New Zealand at the moment, but Burling will be looking for a good gap here at the top of the line. Brazil, left-hand side of our screen. They've got some space. Can they manage to make things happen? Right now, the Rolex pole predictor sits on the Kiwi boat. They have found a gap through the middle. 10 seconds to go. It's all about the acceleration. Canfield on the United States looks well positioned, but he's going to have to go fast from that top end of the line. Watch for the line to turn white. We're racing here. What a start from Canfield. He's absolutely lit up coming into Mark 1 here. He's so fast on board that boat. They should be able to lead round Mark 1, and Fletcher on Emirates Great Britain, he's chasing him down again. They're going to struggle to find it. The pole predictor has Denmark in the optimum position. Right now it goes back to Peter Burling's New Zealand boat out the back of the fleet. He's going to be fast from there, but will he find a gap? He's up and foiling. All about acceleration from here. I like Great Britain's position in the middle of the line, but can they get it up and running? Italy foiling through. Start line goes. Switzerland fire like a bullet from a gun at the top end of the line. What acceleration from Seb Schneider. Can he get over the top? He's going to need to be fast. Spain and Australia on the inside. I think Schneider will lead, but in the pack it's going to be really tight at Mark 1. She's moved into a nice position with 17 seconds to go. It's a real tussle at that favoured end of the line, and it's all going to come down to acceleration. But New Zealand, they have the pole predictor on them, and I love their position right now. It's 5 seconds to go to the line. Here he comes, the New Zealand crew winding up. How's your timing, Pete Burling? Perfect out of the middle of the line, and when he needed to deliver, he's delivered. Here they go. Hometown heroes are going to need to be fast to roll over the top of the Swiss and the Australians.
And it's the heavy hitters as they approach mark number 1 in the final race of the day. It's the Kiwis and the Aussies as they reach to see who gets the whole shot, and it will go the way of the black foils.
Oh, the sprint leader, Rolex sprint leader there, Peter Burling and the New Zealand crew. Josh Jr. said we've got to get to Mark 1 in good shape. Well, that's the way to do it, and now they look relaxed. Will they find a gap at the bottom? I think they will. Spain look to wind it up. The pole predictor sits on board the Australians, and they have a nice gap. I love that position. This is going to be fast and frantic into Mark 1 from here. GBR currently favoured, but can they find a gap through the fleet? 4 seconds to go. Look for that line to turn white. The Australians are lit up. Wow. What a start by Slingsby. Can they handle the speed towards Mark 1? This is going to be frantic.
Just coming back on.
And they are almost 4 wide as they approach mark number 1. It's the first race of Super Sunday, and it is the Aussies who are leading, and they now take the whole shot.
Oh, what boat speed. Rockwool, Denmark dive on the inside. They're going to put the bow. Oh, they nearly caught the bow then. New Zealand will struggle to be fast at the gun there. Right-hand corner of our screen. Once again out of position. Italy well positioned. Australia foiling with 8 seconds to go. They're going to wind it up in the middle of the line. Here come Australia. How's your timing, Tom Slingsby? Out of the middle of the line. He's fast. He's furious. And he's going to send it into Mark 1 from here.
No problem to Lewin.
Oh, Tash Bryant on board Australia there. No problem to Lewin, no problem anywhere. Slingsby is on fire today.
It's deja vu all over again at mark number 1. It's the Aussies out in front.
Great work by Rockwool, Denmark round there. They've got to watch out for the Italians again. Italy, another superb performance. The Rolex pole predictor sits on the Spanish at the moment, but they're really stuck in the pack. It's going to be hard. I like where the USA are at the moment. Rockwool, Denmark looping around the outside. They're not out of the mix for the final here either. Brazil are early back to the line. New Zealand are going to be struggling to accelerate. The whole fleet's close to the line. Who's going to get the whole shot here? Clear start there, good start, and it's brilliant at the bottom of the line from Rockwool, Denmark. They're going to be blasting into Mark 1. Can they hold on the fast charging Ruse above them? I think they will. And the Italians line it up, Red Bull Italy coming in fast. Here they go, it's all happening into Mark 1, and the New Zealander out the back. It's going to need a miracle for Burling & Co from here.
4 wide at mark number 1 in the final fleet race of the day, with points up for grab and everyone scrapping for a spot at the table.
Oh, the Rolex sprint leader Denmark, they're setting up for the manoeuvre, and I think as it stands right now, it'd be Rockwool Denmark with that place in the final. Brilliant from Seherstad. But all their wants boat speed. Our Rolex pole predictor sits on board Slingsby's Australian boat with 25 seconds to go. All the boats are well spread out here. It's all going to come down to acceleration, execution from here. Australia first to turn the boat towards the line. Emirates Great Britain, well, 150 metres back with 15 seconds to go. Now they start to wind it up. 12 seconds to go. Spain late to turn. They attack Fletcher on board Emirates Great Britain. Tom Slingsby winds it up. Here come the Aussies. How's your timing, Tom Slingsby? Oh, it's perfect from Fletcher, it's perfect from Slingsby, but Slingsby's got the faster angle into Mark 1, and can he break the overlap? I think he will. They're absolutely flying on board Australia here.
Oh, and Dylan Fletcher goes right at him.
Oh, it's going to be a protest there. That's tight. I think the Australians have kept clear. Spain are tight on the inside, and Australia are going to lead around Mark 1 just with Emirates Great Britain in control tactically. Disastrous for Germany and Brazil. They're going to struggle to fight back from here as we come into the start. We see New Zealand up and foiling. It's tight with Canada. Our pole predictor sits on the Swiss. New Zealand struggling to start well. They're going to be focused on a big start here. They've got to be up and foiling. The bottom of the line, Spain and Australia fighting hard. Who's going to get their timing right into the line? We watch for the line to turn white. Who's judged it right? Oh, it was perfect by the Swiss, just behind the line. Now, can they accelerate that boat down towards Mark 1? They've got a faster angle, but Contant de la Pierre back with a bang. I think he will be able to hold on the inside as they head into the mark.
And the race is on to mark number 1 here in the first race of the day at the KPMG Australia Sail Grand Prix Sydney, the Rolex SailGP Championships. And at mark 1, it is France. Welcome back to the fleet, Contant de la Pierre.
Oh, they blur, they're back, Todd, they're back, and what a start from de la Pierre. Come out red hot there. Well, our pole predictor sits on the Brazilians with that space at the top, but the French are coming in fast and are going to be able to put a lot of pressure on them. 15 seconds to go. It's all about winding it up now. De la Pierre's got it wound up on the French. At the bottom of the line, Rockwool Denmark are wound up. The Italians have the pole predictor, but it's Slingsby that finds a gap in the middle of the line on Australia. Watch for that line to turn white, and it's going to be go. Slingsby's got it absolutely on the money at the gun. Perfection from Slingsby, and they will drive to mark 1, and exactly, nice work, guys. What a start from Slingsby.
And the hometown team are just that. The Flying Roos are flying to mark number 1 here in race number 2. After a 3rd place finish in race number 1, they are back. Tom Slingsby leading the 11 national teams here into race number 2 at mark 1.
Australia looks well positioned at the bottom of the line. What can Burling do from here? They start to wind it up. They're going to bring it in towards the start line now, and it's all about clinical execution. Watch for it to turn white. It's go, but it's perfect again from Slingsby at the top of our screen, the downwind end of the line. He will be on the inside at mark 1, and it's just whether they're fast enough to hold on to the fast-charging Germans coming over the top of them.
It's race 3 of 4 on day number 1 of the KPMG Australia Sail Grand Prix as they approach mark number 1. Who's going to grab the whole shot? Tom Slingsby on the inside, and it will be the Flying Roos once again.
Great Britain are foiling. Rolex pole predictor, that sits on top of the Australian boat at the moment, but it's going to need to be like Moses in the Red Sea for Tom Slingsby to part his way through the fleet here. Can he dodge his way in here? The French are coming in hot, but Slingsby's got a big gap. He lines it up, he winds it up. We're watching for the start line to turn white. How's your timing, Tom Slingsby? Oh, he's on the money again. What a start from the Australians. A bullet out of the gun. They will lead at mark 1. Are they beatable today?
As they approach mark number 1, it is deja vu all over again. The Australians, the green and gold, they will take take the lead in the whole shot here in the fourth and final race of the day.
At the bottom of the screen, it's Great Britain. Australia and Great Britain are in the best position at the moment. The optimum place to start, mid-line, but it's going to be hard to hit that. Judging the wind you're going to have at the gun's crucial here. Australia, one more dive up the line. They're going to wind it up at the bottom. Great Britain up to speed. Here we go. They're coming in towards the line. Who's timed it right? Clear start there. Australia were a little early. They had to back off the gas just before the gun, and it's Great Britain at the bottom who are going to be on the inside. Can Rockwell Denmark get over the top? I think it's going to be too little too late for the Vikings, and Dylan Fletcher's Great Britain should lead at Mark 1.
The Brits are off and running at mark number 1. Emirates GBR on the inside. They hold the line. The Italians just off their right, and here comes North Star Canada. Look at the speeds.
So, what do France do? Can they accelerate from there? It's New Zealand and Denmark that are going to be fastest coming in here. They look a little late on Denmark, watching for that line to turn white, and who's hit the timing right? Perfect by Canada and New Zealand. New Zealand are going to have the fastest angle here. Can Canada hang on the inside? Denmark, Switzerland and France are out the back.
And here we go, mark number 1, race number 6, and it is the Kiwis striking back. Canada on the inside, the Germans get pushed wide.
Australia have space. It's all about timing right now, and Delapierre, his sense of timing's really good. The French boat dives through the line here. All about acceleration. Eyes are on the middle there. Denmark, France, Canada. Who's got the timing right? Watch for the line to turn white. We go here, and it's a tight start. France have nailed it. Canada a little bit back, and the Roos at the top of the line are going to drop the hammer. But who's going to get to Mark 1 first? Could be the Swiss if they can get that boat cranking over the top.
Here we go, mark number 1 of the final fleet race here at the KPMG Australia Sail Grand Prix.
But this is the race course where a plan's not really as good as it gets. That first contact with your enemy out here. Fletcher, he's coming for a late run at things here. I like where the Australians are positioned, but they're into a battle with Canada already. Dylan Fletcher's got the chance to play spoiler here. He's got to keep some space. Canada and Australia, oh, it's really tight there. Australia have got to keep clear. They're in a real fight with 16 seconds to go. Boat's going to fill up. This is opening the gap here for Fletcher. He's coming through fast. Middle of the line's the favoured place to be. 9 seconds to go. Britain are calling themselves late. 5 seconds, watching for the line to turn white. It's timing that counts right now. Oh, what a start. Fletcher's at absolute speed. On the inside, it's Canada. I think Emirates, Great Britain are going to be able to lead at Mark 1 here.
Penalty Australia, relative Canada. Windward boat not keeping clear.
Oh, Slingsby's going to have to fight back from third here. He's going to have to be last round Mark 1, and then it's going to be a fight back. But for Emirates, Great Britain, the ball's in their court.
So at mark number 1 here in the final, it's Emirates GBR with the lead. Canada in second, and the hometown favorites, Australia, will sit in third. But Stevie, what a move by Tom Slingsby. Didn't pull us wide, he just went wide, and now he's back up to speed.
Yeah, he just did it wide. He's a bit of extra experience out there, and he nailed that manoeuvre, but it's all about being smooth on board Emirates Great Britain. They're going to be into gate 2 with no more manoeuvres. But what's looking to start, the blue triangle there, that suggests the favourite place to be on the line, but it's gusty and under the adrenaline lounge there, and it's all going to now be about executing from here. Brazil, very aggressive with the Australian boat. Canada have a lovely bit of space there. Pole predictor sits on Brazil, but I think they're going to struggle to accelerate from there. Top of the line, it's New Zealand coming in fast. Canada and New Zealand lining up. Lines turn white. We go here. Who can get going fastest towards Mark 1? New Zealand, they're out and clear. Has Burling judged it right?
And it's the Black Foils of New Zealand out in front. Peter Burling and crew, they will grab the whole shot at mark number 1 here in Los Angeles, and problems out the back for the Aussies.
Oh, look, they're struggling with their wing sheet. They're in no wind behind the fleet there, and they can't get up on the foils. They're really struggling, but Burling leads away. It's so tight. Down towards gate 2, the Rolex sprint leader is New Zealand, and they're well lined up for gate 2. Burling set that same thing up towards the top of our screen. Bottom of our screen, Canada and Spain. Australia, they're in a bit of a fight now. Australia are struggling here. They need a good start to get themselves back into the racing. We see the pole predictor sits on Great Britain, but I do not see how they're going to worm their way through from there. In the middle of the line, well positioned, it's the USA. Top of the line, it's New Zealand. They're up and foiling with 8 seconds to go. Burling spins the wheel. He lines up the start line. We're looking for that line to turn white. How's your timing, Pete Burling? Oh, he's on the money again at the top. He's going to have a faster angle, but further to sail. Have the Kiwis judged it right for 2 for 2?
So the winners of race number 1, the Black Foils in New Zealand, look to have the whole shot as the entire fleet now comes together at mark number 1. Who's going to hold their nerve? It will be the Black Foils. The Kiwis take the whole shot at mark 1. Peter Berlin working his magic on the Pacific.
Have a look at it, Todd. There's 5 wide around mark 1. Absolutely on the money there. Black Foils and New Zealand. And Giles Scott on board. Canada again going well as Spain fall off the foils. They park up there. They've stopped in the middle of the road.
So 11 teams now in the start box here in the port of Los Angeles. Denmark, Rockwell, Denmark, unable to go as they had a collision with a marker, so they are out. What was 12 is now 11. We're now 21 seconds away, Stevie, from the start of race 3.
Yeah, and they have switched up the strategy. Left-hand side of screen, United States. They're in the position that's paid so far, but I think they might be a little far back. We're waiting for this line to turn white. New Zealand are having to fight hard in the middle of the line. They're a bit close. Brazil and Canada look well positioned. We're watching for the line to turn white. It's going to be early on New Zealand, I think. New Zealand are early. They're over early, so are Switzerland.
Early start penalty, Switzerland and New Zealand.
Oh, they've got to go to the back of the pack, and I think it's going to be Canada on the inside here. Right-hand side of our screen. Canada and France are going to be the ones drag racing into Mark 1. United States have come in, but it's going to be a little bit too late. I think they're going on the outside of the bend as we get to Mark 1. Canada are going to make it happen.
And at mark number 1, they are 3 wide as it's Canada on the inside, France in the middle, and the USA on the outside as they make the turn.
Rolex pole predict sits on Italy. Perhaps they need a big race here. Ruggi Tito, he has space. 15 seconds to go, well positioned. Australia look close to the line to me at the bottom here. New Zealand have found a gap in the middle of the line. 7 seconds to go. It's going to be a blanket start. Watch for that line to turn white. Who's got the timing right? Oh, it's so tight. It's really good from Germany with a late dive through on the inside. New Zealand are fast in the middle. United States have got a long way to sail. I like where the Kiwis are here. They're going to drop the hammer into Mark 1 from here.
Just got to watch the zone on there, drop.
Average phase, be nice pressure there.
And at mark number 1, it is the return of the Black Foils. The Kiwis are back in race number 4. As they take that first turn, it is Martini Grail and Mubilo Brazil. They'll sit in second place. And look how tight they're getting.
Oh, they just got too high there on board the German boat. They put the bows underwater and slowed up. I think everyone's avoided each other. That Mark 1's so tight if you fall off the foils. France, Australia.
Penalty Germany.
Germans, that's a big mistake really
relative
there, isn't
GBR.
it? They've got to drop
Port
right back behind people here for a pre-start penalty there. That's going to be very costly for them. You can see now, top of the screen, we've got the New Zealand crew up and foiling, perhaps a touch early, but if he can stay on the foils, they're going to glide through. Our Rolex pole predictor sits on the French team at the moment. Contant de la Pierre, mid-line. We're looking for that line to turn white. Who's timed it right? Great start by Emirates, Great Britain out the middle of the line. New Zealand are foiling just, but I think they're just about to drop off the foil. That could be disastrous for New Zealand. The French, the British and the Swiss are going to be fast in towards Mark 1 from here, and Great Britain and France really need a big first race if they're going to hope to make the final this afternoon.
So not quite the same speeds we saw yesterday here in Los Angeles, but they are up and foiling, and here we go. Almost 3 wide into mark number 1. This is race number 4.
New Zealand done a pretty good job of hanging on the inside there. Might still get around 4th. Brilliant first leg by Dylan Fletcher and Emirates Great Britain. They really need that. Of course, it's all about being in the top 3 towards the final today, and this is huge for Dylan Fletcher and the team.
Well, the main thing you're looking for is a gap on the line so you can get up to speed as quick as you can. So it's really hard in these conditions to find that space, but also looking forwards along the reach to make sure you've got enough pressure if you're going to foil at the start or not.
Pretty early back, a lot of the boats here, Todd. I think it's interesting to see. We see the Rolex predictor sits on top of the Australian wing at the moment, and I do like where they're positioned. As long as they can stop the Italians taking a dive at them, they're near that pole position. Optimum predictor there to start in the middle of the line. New Zealand left-hand side of screen, their way out the back. They need a good race here, as does Emirates Great Britain, but they're both going to need to try and part a hole in the fleet. Has New Zealand seen a gap between Australia and Italy? It's coming down, 12 seconds to go. It's all about acceleration. New Zealand have got a gap. Can they foil through it? It's going to be tight at the top. USA are going to be trapped. Great Britain, Canada potentially all trapped out. Watch for that line to go wide. Oh, it's a good start midline by Australia. New Zealand are coming through fast as well, and them and the Italians are going to be driving towards Mark 1, but Emirates, Great Britain, United States, they're shut out. That could be a regatta ender for those two boats. So here we equation of distance versus speed towards Mark 1, and the Australians are well lined up for it at the moment. The Rolex pole predictor sits right on top of that Australian wing, and the boats are trickling in here. They're all a little early for me. They're going to have to get slow late on. France dip out the way. Canada currently the favourites. They've been starting really well. 17 seconds to go. Brazil well positioned, Canada well positioned, and Great Britain well positioned. New Zealand are struggling to get a good start from here. All about the acceleration now. Winding up onto the foils here. The boat's turned down. We're looking for the line to turn white, and we'll be go on the final qualifying race.
No foil yet, no foil yet.
Good start by Emirates Great Britain. Are they foiling? I think they might be about to. Germany have come through on the foils. Switzerland are on the foils. And yes, Emirates Great Britain are on the foils. They need to win the race if they're going to have a shot at the final. And this could be just the move they need.
At mark number 1, the final fleet race of Los Angeles event, and it is Emirates GBR desperately needed a whole shot, and they get it. And it is New Zealand, Australia, and North Star Canada that'll battle it out for the title.
Here we go. We see bottom right-hand corner of the start line, and we see the optimum place to be is on the inside of Mark 1. We heard Chris Draper saying we're almost racing back to the line. They're all quite late. Good news for Canada. Can they stay foiling? The Rolex Pro Predictor has just switched to the Australians on the inside, but I think they're going to struggle to get accelerated in the dirty, disturbed wind behind the other boats here. New Zealand are up and foiling, Canada are up and foiling. We're waiting for the line to turn white. I love where the Kiwis are. All about timing now. How are we looking, Peter Burling? We are on time on New Zealand. The black foils will lead at Mark 1. Australia are late, and Canada have got it all on, but it's going to take some catching Burling and co from here.
Looks okay.
As they approach mark number 1 here at the event final, worst case scenario for North Star Canada, Australia, it is the black foils up and foiling and pulling away, pushing almost 70 kilometers an hour.
Australia are out the back, already foiling with 33 seconds to go. New Zealand, they're opting to be further up the line. Canada, they're the Rolex pole predictor at the moment. That's Star on the top of their wing, suggesting the favourite place to start, but can they execute? It's going to be a big gap at the bottom for Australia to accelerate into. All the boats look a little bit early for me, and I don't see a gap at the top of the line for New Zealand and Brazil. Australia and France are going to be fast coming in here. Switzerland trying to thread the needle. 9 seconds to go. We're watching for the red line to turn white to get things racing here. It's a big pile up at the top of the line. Australia in the middle. Here they come. Perfect by the French. Delapierre's going to be gone at Mark 1 with that start. Absolute magic from the French.
Okay.
As they approach mark number 1, race number 1 here at the Oracle San Francisco Sail Grand Prix, Quentin Delapierre and the French, they are way clear of everyone else. The sea just parted for them, and the French took it.
USA have got themselves early back again here. They're leading the fleet back. They're going to struggle to kill the time here. Right-hand side of the screen, Canada are struggling. New Zealand are putting a more powerful display in towards the bottom of our screen, but the whole fleet is pretty early here. We can see they're all going to have to go quite slow on this time in. I like the position of Canada, and they get the Rolex pole predictor on the top. Old Giles Scott's going to be able to wind it up on board North Star Canada from here, but again, Delapierre, he comes charging through on that French boat. It's going to be tighter at the bottom of the line this time. It's 9 seconds to go. Brazil in the middle of the line. New Zealand, the fastest boats. France. New Zealand must keep clear. The French are a little bit early. Watch for the line to turn white.
The umpires, France early start penalty.
Oh, they've got to drop back behind the whole fleet. So they've got to get behind the whole fleet. They slowed the Kiwis up as well, and it's opened the door for the Deutsche Bank Germany team. They're going to lead at Mark 1, and they could be followed by Mubadala Brazil. It's going to be a pile up here.
Eric Heil in his second season for Germany Deutsche Bank as they come up on mark number 1, the whole shot. Off to their right-hand side, Martini Grail and Mubadala Brazil, and it will be Germany and Brazil going 1 and 2 here in race 2.
Italy and USA 3rd and 4th as well. A complete flip of the results in race 1 at Mark 1. But we've seen it's a long, long race course.
That's Red Bull here.
25 seconds away from the start of race number 3, Stevie.
Well, there we are. On board the US boat there, they've slid through the gap at the top of the line, but they are early again. A lot of these boats look early. France, Delapierre, right-hand side of our screen. He's trying to weave his way through. Pole predictor sits on Canada. They've got a lovely big gap in the middle of the line. 7 seconds to go. USA winds it up, but they've got to keep clear at the top. You've got to keep clear, USA. Oh, it's going to
Tips to the umpires, early start penalty, Germany, Brazil, USA.
That means they go to the back.
Go behind all of the
right
boats.
to the back. Great start by Canada, great start by Australia, and they're going to be drag racing in, but Diego Boltin on board Spain, he might have the angle to sail faster to Mark 1 and lead.
It's going to be 3 ahead.
Mark's up a little still.
And as they approach mark number 1 in race number 3, this is NASCAR on water, Formula 1 style, as the defending champions from season 4, Spain, get the whole shot. Canada and Red Bull Italy right behind.
Canada, they're going to have to go slow from here. North Star Canada have been on fire today, but they need a good start. USA a better position towards the top of the screen this time, and out the back, it's Rolex timing that's going to be totally crucial here. See, middle of the line, the Rolex pole predictor 6 on Canada. It's Italy in the middle of the line. Emirates GBR, but Delapierre on board France again. He's going to thread the needle. Watch for that learn to turn white.
And a great start for the Americans. Perfect time for Taylor Canfield to get to that line on time, but it is France once again, the winners of race number 1, and they figured it out. Content Delapierre very aggressive in that box in the first 3 races, and this time it pays off again like race 1 as they approach mark 1, and it will be the French that will have the lead.
Yeah, great work there. The US team are going to slide around the outside. They've got a good position here. They haven't got the right of way, though. They're going to have to go all the way into the boundary to get space. Black Foils are giving themselves a chance now, and look how tight it is in the pack. Mubadala Brazil, good call, moving away early here, and expect New Zealand to decide to turn early as well. A lot of work to do from back there. Australia are going to be slow into the start. Brazil, well positioned at the top of the line. Can they line things up now? It's about execution. Canada well positioned. Spain well positioned. The French once again. Delapierre's coming in hot through the middle. Who's got their timing right as that line's about to go white? Oh, North Star Canada again are on the money. What a start by Giles Scott and his crew. Can he drive over the top of the Swiss?
So the race is on with speeds approaching 85 kilometers an hour. The entire fleet of 11 now making their way to mark number 1. On the inside, you've got the Swiss, but it will be Giles Scott and North Star Canada that bring it around and grab the whole shot officially.
13 seconds to go. I like New Zealand and Italy in the middle of the line. 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Australia are going to be late. The Kiwis are going to come through fast. You've got to win this race, Peter Burling. How you got it timed? Oh, they're fast in the middle of the line. New Zealand, the Black Foils are going to have the quicker angle, but Spain, I think, will be able to hang on the inside. It's going to be an absolute drag race to mark 1.
Almost neck and neck, the champions from last year and the Black Foils, New Zealand, as they approach mark number 1 here in race number 6.
Oh, Emirates Great Britain have done a great job of hanging on the inside. Australia going well as well this time, and it's Canada and France out the back that we get to. Oh, big incident! Ooh. Emirates Great Britain, they put it down there. They got 2 heeled over. Oh, they've just had a massive incident. Spain have had to peel away, and Emirates Great Britain, oh, it just keeps getting worse for them. Look, middle of the pack, just getting sailed around there on aboard Emirates Great Britain. They just got very loose right-hand side of screen above New Zealand. No incident, that's good news. That all got a bit lively in there now. Favoured position is that blue triangle, but the Rolex Pole Predictor sits on board the United States, and they have a big gap in the line. Australia, top of screen, are going to try and be fast in at the top. Slingsby's going to be coming in very, very hot. The French, well, he's got to make something happen, and Delapierre is in true fashion being very aggressive at the bottom. It's all about timing now. Nowhere for United. Oh, disaster for Australia. The wing's fallen down. Massive incidents there. Oh, my Lord. Oh, that was a huge moment. Let's hope no one's hurt on that. Oh my, wow. There was no gap for them to go into there, and that is no good. Really bad as we lead towards mark 1. France are going to be on the inside. They're going to be well positioned. They need to win the race, and well, they're well set to win the race now.
At mark number 1, all concerned with the Australians to make sure everyone's okay. Similar incident that happened to New Zealand last season, but the race is on here in race number 7. It is New Zealand, it is France out in front.
Oh.
Here we go, 15 seconds before the start of the event final.
All about being clear at this start is what Diego Bortin said. As we can see now, out of the fog, it's going to be North Star Canada threading the needle between the fleet here, looking for that line to turn right, and it's all about the timing. Oh, the French have nailed it, Todd. They're on the inside, they're fast, they're foiling hard, they've got the right of way, and I do not see anyone leading this French team ahead at Mark 1.
Like a scene out of Master and Commander as they emerge from the fog and they approach mark number 1. It will be the French who get in just barely into the event final, and they will pick up the whole shot here in San Francisco.
Oh, they nailed that start when they needed to. They came through on the attack. Spain are going to have a lovely dive down at Mark 1 and expect them to manoeuvre away first here. There they go in the background. That had to be the call in third place. Canada move away behind, not the best manoeuvre, and France cover. Now it's going to be a sprint as they all try and line up gate 2. That's the first opportunity for a split, Hannah, but I love where the French are right now. Darker patch there, looks like they found breeze.